I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
What is way more important this evening is all things dealing with Mersh. And there isn't much of a better guest to have on this evening than Ethan Ralph. So welcome to the stage, Ethan. How's it going, big dog?
It's going great, sir. How you doing?
Good, man. You're live, obviously, huh?
I am live, and I'm trying to figure out how to show this to my audience in the proper way, and I'll figure that out in a minute. But they can hear you right now, so thank you for having me on the BYB podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. So as far as a little bit of an update, I know that you had Kevin Scampoli and you guys went down memory lane once again together, and indeed probably had a great time talking about your do you guys compare notes with each other?
No, he told his side, and I didn't get into maybe a little bit of our history, but I've kind of done that already. And so I don't know, maybe a couple things, not while he was on, I think even earlier in the show, but no, we didn't compare notes and pull out our
so what you're trying to tell me right now is you don't have any videos of heavy moaning, because not that long ago, maybe a couple hours ago, I did find or I didn't, but somebody did on the show, found a video of a lot of it. I would go as far as maybe revenge porn, allegedly. What was your thoughts on Scampoli just busting out his phone and playing that shit on your show last night?
I don't know the provenance of that video.
Fair
or
enough.
Audio.
Great answer.
That was him playing it.
Right. AI's getting tricky these days. You can't tell when it's just.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah,
well,
that's
no, I don't know. It may be legit, it may not. I'm not saying it is or isn't, because I don't know. It wasn't mine, and so I can't say. Since I heard, I didn't see anything. So I heard it, and then I was okay, and then I stopped that, took down the stream.
Okay. So you actually, we contemplated playing that on our show, and then it was
I wouldn't do that.
That's probably a step.
If you play it by choice, that's what I say. That was not me as guest on the show doing that, and so whatever. I would definitely not do that. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. If you play it by choice, but
okay. So this has been a long saga, and I had you on the show right after you had just dated, or however you want to frame it up, that you had some relationship with Icedancer there.
Made love.
Yeah, or whatever, however he wants to say it. I think we all kind of know the story at this point, but it seems like it's that. Can you believe it's almost been like a year ago that happened, that we had you on the show?
I actually didn't think about it until all this stuff broke out this week. So yeah, it has been. Well, I guess it was in October, but yeah, I got to know her that September, and so yeah, it has been almost a year. So.
Yeah, what a wild ride. I mean, she's had lots of wild rides, but were you surprised? Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish your thought.
No, I was just curious. What now that we're back with him most recently, allegedly breaking up with her. I don't know. It seems like he's being generous to himself and framing it that way, because it sounds
very generous. I don't know if you heard of some. We were just listening to some of it. Him on Dr. Till, and seemingly taking zero blame whatsoever in a relationship. First off, that's never the case. It could be one person or the other who has more blame. It's almost always my fault when my relationships go up. But I've been honest about that. But honesty doesn't seem to be his strong suit, or even something that sounds halfway honest. So he's trying to put it all off on her. I don't believe that. And so that's just my thought. And of course they broke up once already. He got back with her
twice, I think.
That in and of itself, twice maybe. I don't know. That crazy, in and of itself is he went back and whatever. I don't know the whole backstory. I did do a dramatic reading of the letter he sent that she apparently said in chat today, not my chat, that she didn't even read. I don't know if that's true.
It's long, dude. It's not.
I don't blame her because apparently he cut it down from 15 pages to
Jesus.
7 or 8. That's what he said tonight. Yeah.
I mean, it starts off like a Three Doors Down song. I mean, it's insanity.
Dude,
Yeah,
and it's a fool me twice situation. Like at the first time, he was like, took her back, okay, but he like admitted to chasing her now. So I 100% blame him for putting himself in this situation. He chased her down, or tried to.
Right, and what chased her back away too? Like I heard about the cheese factory incident on Sunday. Cheesecake Factory, excuse me. I don't know. He's the one who brought that up on ROTC, and somebody told me about it, and it got clipped out on Stalin's channel. I don't know what happened at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm the first to admit I'm not the easiest person to live with all the time and be around. I think she could probably testify to that, Brixton herself. So I could imagine just by Mersh's public posture, and I've hung out with him in person 2 or 3 times, and he was a fucking sad sack then and a fucking mope, and so I could imagine that he was pretty difficult to be around.
Yeah, I mean, famously, we remember when she may or may not have had the black eye, and I think that was the same weekend that he found out that Schizo Sean had banged her. I mean,
Punch the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
These are all things he said. Now, he didn't say he
This
punched
is
in
the
the eye.
problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he can't help himself.
Yeah.
All the things that he gets teased for, it's not somebody's not going to dig that shit up. He opens his dumb mouth and says it. And it's like, why would you do this?
Even the most recent thing, he acted like, oh, I'm going to drop a bomb on my next show. And then she beat him to it. And also he's like, oh, I was never going to do that just so he could play the victim. That's how it seems to me.
He put out yes. And he put out this manic video. First off, he drove to drop off a box. Didn't look like there was much in the box in the first place. Probably should have just kept that. Whatever the fuck was in there, a drill and some other shit. I don't know. Very bizarre thing he posted, I think, on Twitter and then deleted. And of course, you know that's going to be archived immediately.
I forgot about the drill. She bought him a drill.
Back the drill? The Makita.
The Makita.
Not the Makita, right?
He gave the drill back. Yes, he returned the drill.
The only way,
not the Makita.
The only way this could have been more bitch move is if he poured bleach on all the clothes or whatever, like a black woman.
But he's in that video ranting and raving about how it's all going to come out. Get your credit cards out. I can't wait. Then he puts up the closure preview, and he clearly had been up all night and just crazed. Maybe some help there with staying awake. I don't know, speculation, but that's what it seemed like. And, looking like he's just going to bring the fire, bring the heat. And I was on air live, and I said, of course, she doesn't listen to me, I don't think, but I said, if I was you, I'd get out ahead of this and I'd drop some shit because that's what he's saying he's going to do. And then damn sure that's what she did. And so I think that was the right call. And then all of a sudden, I was just trying to think about how to put this in the right way and not throw you under the bus. And I can't believe you leaked this and that. Okay, well, what about your public posture before that? You're a lying fuck. You're a poser. You're a phony like you always have been. That's the truth of the matter. And for him to say, well, I can't believe she did this. Oh, my God. Well, you put out an unhinged video where you visited her apartment where you bitched. I actually spent more time in her apartment than you did, which did make me chuckle. In your long ass letter, why are you even thinking about that, man? That was a year ago. What's your deal here? Obviously, you have some insecurities, major insecurities. I mean, everybody might have one here or there, or problems with this or that. You're still thinking about the Ralpha mail a year and a half later, brother. What is your problem?
I agree.
And he mentioned me multiple times in there. And by the way, unhinged video that he posted, I know if I was her, and this guy lives an hour and a half, I'm in Mexico, and they ain't never tried to, whatever. It's a safety issue almost. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the craziest part about that letter was that he name drops Buckman.
Yeah, Buckman.
Get
a hold of yourself. That's because of the chaperone thing. I'm telling you now that is.
It drives him nuts.
You can't handle it. No.
Let's
crazy. Find the Kevin Scampolini fucking cream filled the broad, but fucking Buckman DM'd her. It's the little thing. This whole thing, this whole tantrum comes from him just finding out she was talking to Kevin again. not fucking, nothing, just talking. Sir, she fucked him while y'all were together. The talking is the least of
Which
it. What are you
time?
doing?
The
Exactly.
last time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time. Which time?
I can see having a problem with that. Right, that she's talking to him again or whatever. Okay, we'll just can it and handle it in private. Not easy for me to say. I've had some, public flameouts and this and that. That makes my analysis more valid, I think, right? And so, just keep it quiet. This didn't have to be a big thing. You kind of blew it up again, right? Into a thing that everybody's talking about. It didn't have to be that way. And you know what it really is? He's created this image for himself. And I know people, some people don't follow me or watch my shows and they just see these clips. They may think that about me, that I have this false sense of self or whatever. I don't, right? I realize this is somewhat of a performance sometimes. Yes, true. But everything about his public persona is false and crafted over years and years. And many people have called him out and seen through that. And there's all kinds of videos, Porcelain, Jesse, all these people, me to a certain extent, lesser extent, because I didn't get into that game until he fucked me over. And so it's an ego wound. It's a persona wound, right? Like him just getting exposed and dragged out in the street and he can't handle it. And, it happens sometimes when you're a loud mouth and you talk a lot of shit to a lot of different people. Yeah, they're sitting there waiting with the Billy Club when something like this happens, and that's just the business.
Get what you get, man.
No, so I can assume though that he caught her whatever talking to Kevin, and obviously Kevin Icedancer were waiting for him not to be around for a weekend so that they could bang. There's 0% chance that Icedancer does not have somebody besides Kevin Scampoli or anybody that anyone in the Dabbleverse or sector even know of. You know what I mean? There's some undercover brother out there that fucking has her DMs,
Look,
dude. You know that.
I don't know that, and I did talk a little shit yesterday, but honestly, I've not. I'm focused on Mersh. He's the piece of shit who drove this from the start. Now, I did talk about her sending the photo. I do think part of, there may have been some naivete there on her part, that she really did believe Mersh didn't want anything to do with her, didn't think that would bother him at all, because that's how he portrayed himself, right? And he threatened to kill her in DMs. He talks all this crazy bullshit lies about me. He threatened to kill her twice in DMs and said she was probably an undercover journalist. Why the fuck would anybody want to go undercover on Mersh? Maybe me. I have actual, right-wing dissidents and shit like that on my show. Why the fuck would they give a fuck about his dumbass? Like, I don't get that at all. He just whitewashes that. That's been retconned entirely. Sorry.
And I do think Icedancer is going to come on here later and give a prepared statement. I do believe that will happen.
Look at that.
Wow.
So and she's saying no, I don't have some other guy. I'm just
my heart is
not even against her. You know what I mean? Like, I just assume like a lady that whatever, has a few guys floating around, then it's not that much of a stretch to imagine that there's a couple more, is my point. Not that you actually are doing.
That's her business, right? Like I don't, that doesn't.
I agree.
I didn't come out to drag her, right? And she said some things, I said some things, whatever. It was Mersh that I wanted to drag and still do, because I blame him for this whole entire thing going all the way back to the start of this. And he had an ego wound back then. And if he wanted her, apparently he really did. Okay, well, and she knows this is true. I said, hey, if there's anything going on there, I don't want to, let's not pursue this. And we probably shouldn't have anyway, but whatever. Looking back, I do that sometimes, throw myself into a situation, romantic or otherwise. But, I think she genuinely believed that. And why shouldn't she? She'd been talking to Mersh for months. He lived, an hour and a half away. He didn't do it.
It's a long drive, because we found out it's a long drive.
Yeah, well, he started spurging out for 2 or 3 weeks, and his supporters can sit there and fucking believe whatever bullshit he wants to tell them. I know the truth. Icedancer knows the truth. He spent 2 or 3 weeks trying to get that story out, right? That he had been talking to her, and he flat out said it one night when he was on stream with Karmic, and just nobody picked it up. Like, he said, well, you could be talking to a girl for 3 or 4 months, and all of a sudden she's fucking Ethan Ralph. And I'm like, and I thought for sure it was going to come out then. He was trying to make it a thing. And then finally, he teamed up with some A-logs, et cetera, et cetera. Not even going to name them, but they know who they are. And he leaked some things to them, and it was a set piece. I already know that. I've been in the game too long. And he fed it to them, and then he commented on their post. They usually were trashing him because he fed them the information. Then he did a show trashing her. He's the one who started this whole entire fucking thing. Fact. Now, he can lie to all these fucking idiots if that's what he wants to do, which is apparently what he wants to do. But I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, I've never believed any of his story for the most part, and that seems to make more sense than anything he's ever said. And I think we all kind of assumed that they were back together maybe a month ago. We were starting to see that, and we were like, I think they're back together. I had a feeling.
I think she wanted to have fun, and he wanted a wife, and that's where.
All the shit I said.
Boom.
It's crazy because like when you find out how this last piece kind of fell apart like that, you're like, oh, well, this guy just wanted to be forever in love, and this girl.
That's what I've been saying. He's in love with her. He's been in love with her. He's been chasing her. He gets emotional, like on stream when he gets verklempt.
It's a status thing. You know what I mean? Like
that was what he's trying to play later, though. Ethan kind of touched on it. He has this like macho persona he wants to put forward, like fuck bitches. I ain't need a bitch at all. If you replace another 26-year-old with a 26-year-old, I ain't got shit to worry about. But then he's crying when somebody's talking about children in front of him. Oh, I just had a baby. Oh, I wish I had babies too. He had a tumbler, for Christ's sakes. He's a bitch.
Whoa.
His ovaries are
like he's very womanly in the relationship aspect. And I know he went to the same school of you can't fucking check a hoe, you got to let him go, that I did. You can't. He should have been smarter about the situation, and I'm extremely disappointed because I think he should have been.
I'll say something.
Go ahead.
Obviously, I got attached a little bit too, and so that happens. But eventually, I mean, let it go, brother. Like I don't know. No, I did. I have said some things over the course of months, and I won't bring up every little point here because I don't want to relive all that and other people involved too. But when you're out in the public and people are saying things about you, you're like, okay, got to return fire or whatever. But no, I didn't sit there and think, oh, like I'm wishing them ill or anything like that. Now, when I wish Mersh ill, clearly, right? Like I wish Mersh ill, but it's a performance. Sometimes I might throw a barb out or whatever, but I never sat here and said, "Oh, I want her to have a bad life or ruined or anything like that." I will say, not to get into all of our dialogues, but I think it might have been put out, or I've said it before. I didn't really think Mersh is the answer. Now, I'm not exactly, a relationship expert when it comes to myself, but I didn't think necessarily staying in the scene for dating is the answer. But I understand it too because I've done that myself. So,
beloved chatter actually made a really good point. Let me pull that one up. Oh yeah, I say that. Every guy is like that a little until they get their next piece.
That's right.
Unfortunately for Mersh, that could be a decade in between the chicks. So yeah, I think that is kind of the problem with him. Is he was have a 26-year-old girlfriend. The problem is finding the next one, which he never fucking will, because he's a lol cow. He's a douche.
He doesn't have a lot of experience with women. I feel like you can tell. Like he's been pretending he said that he doesn't.
That he put himself in the fortress of solitude there, whatever he wants to call it, on purpose. Now, I've never done that. Maybe I should have done that at certain points, but I've got plenty of experience, and so I don't know. You talk a lot of shit until you start caring about somebody, and then it breaks off, and then you're talking a little bit differently, right? Like, so I think that's kind of normal. But his posture yesterday, I was talking about this on the Killstream before I came on, but he, first off, the manic video that he put out, which was just insane while he's driving around Florida.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a sobriety trip either. Regardless, looking like a fucking lunatic, talking like a school shooter, and saying he was going to drop all this dirt. And I was live on the Killstream. I said, look, if I was Bitz, I'm dropping something on his ass before he could do shit, which is what I don't know that she heard me say that, but that's what she did. Yeah. And why would she think anything differently, right? He's out here saying what he's going to do, and this is going to be a weeks-long thing, and get your credit cards out. I can't wait to roast her. I can't wait to show you the truth. It's time you heard my side of the story. It's time I show receipts and all this. I'm like, okay, well, now you can't sit back. He literally went on his show last night and he said, well, I was never do this to her, and I was just going to be thoughtful and be nice and be cool. No, you were not playing it like that at all. You're a lying fuck. And any of your moronic fans are stupid as hell if they believe that. And apparently a lot of them do. So, to have watched your show for years and years on a daily basis, you have to have some kind of mental problem in the first place. So I do not get how, I guess he got hit so hard when that letter got released, he decided his only play was to sit there and play poor me, poor victim, poor Mersh. This Jezebel is roasted me. She leaked the letter, this heartfelt letter. You know what? Be glad she didn't leak more than that, because I'm sure she's got a fucking mountain of shit she could leak. So, that's my
take. The letter's probably the least of the embarrassing shit he probably has stacked up against him, but she seems to be actually kind of a nice person, so that's probably why. But it did stop him in his fucking tracks that she was willing to do that, and I think that's kind of what he was doing the math on the whole situation. And I heard like I did a show on Monday night, meme,
like the fucking equations are going floating around in the air. Yeah.
He got post-nut clarity, but it was way too late.
Well, she sent a warning shot with the karmic overlay. That was some voice note or something, I think, that he had sent her. So she kind of sent, in my opinion, a warning shot like, hey, you don't really want to do this, brother. She's not a daily streamer like him and I are, right? Like, it's not going to really affect her. I mean, okay, we're talking about it or whatever, or people are going to tweet at her. Well, she's been living that already for almost a year, so it's not her bread and butter. It's going to hurt him way more. Whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, because I noticed that. I watched his show after my show on Monday night, just out of curiosity, and I heard the little drips that he was saying. I caught him, and I was like, "What the fuck's he talking about?" Like, I didn't really understand. But I was like, is he talking about fucking Icedancer? And then sure enough, I woke up in the morning and he had that insane drive to her house to drop off a box. Which
was talking about that emotional outburst that he had in the middle of the night where he drove basically, let's go ahead and say allegedly drunk to this lady's house.
It was more than drunk, brother.
Well,
before that,
yes, exactly that. And he even said on, so mind you, he even said he was drunk. I heard his clip on, what is that fucking retard, Bergie?
Oh,
whoever the fuck that guy is.
Yeah.
He said something on that guy. He was like, I'm drunk. I'm going to get in a fucking car and go drive. Oh, great idea, idiot. On stream, admit to doing that, because that certainly can't be used against you. Ever.
Also, Virgie, I never had a problem with Virgie until Mersh started all this shit in the first place. Now, Virgie, he works for the guy, and I know he was cool. I know he always had been cool to me, and I think she would probably say the same thing. He'd been cool to her, but we know where I do at least where his allegiances lie at the end of the day, at the motherfucker who's giving him money, and so.
We also saw that Virgie was up in her DMs too. That's another.
Well, I already knew that they talked.
Yeah. You're aware of that.
No.
So he has no fucking allies. He has no alliances. He has nobody that'll actually has his back. Maybe Royce. That would be like the one person in the world.
Well, I never started any shit with Royce. Like, I saw him tweet out earlier, and I'm not even trying to start some rift between them, but he said what's going on with Rumble Studio? And I said, hey, it's down for everybody. And I saw he liked it or whatever. I haven't gotten into it with Royce. He's never been anything but cool to me. And, a couple people might have made a joke here or there, but I never.
Have you ever listened to Royce? Have you ever heard him?
I have listened to Royce. He was at, I've met him in person 2-3 times.
I was just curious because it's a lot. He's a lot.
Look, I'm not gonna do. Right? I don't want to. I'm gonna.
No. Hey, we're not doing that.
Yeah, well, I agree. Jesse and I co-hosted the Fuck Mersh Festival. He has a different.
Yes, I was there.
Policy.
I remember.
Yeah, he has a different policy on all that, and that's fine. And whatever. I'm just saying,
he does have a very different policy.
Yeah, he has a different policy, and that's
well,
that's cool. And some jokes are. I never went after.
I'm sure you saw Scarlett. Scarlett owned Mersh's ass yesterday. She probably had the funniest take on all of this stuff.
I didn't see that. I'm not gonna discuss her. So
no, I was gonna take it to Ricada. Like I didn't know if you were willing to talk about Ricada, but yeah, the whole Ricada.
I'll talk about Ricada, yeah, but I'm not gonna.
Let's do it. He is a fuck up, huh?
Yeah, JMO has strong feelings about Ricada and whatever. I know I'm wish-washy about the whole fucking thing, and I know like you and Scampoli fucking roasted Ricada. I know you guys are not fans. I get that, man.
I'm not a fan,
he does seem to end up in a lot of people's DMs. I'll go that.
I've noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed that over the last year or so, and people can be the judge of all that if they want. But yeah, certain things I ain't going into. I think that's understandable.
The most criminal thing he's ever done was get a law degree. Have you heard his takes on law? It's awful.
I have heard, especially Christ. One of his recent takes. I'm not. I don't.
You know what he's doing. You know exactly what he's doing. He wants back in so bad. But he knows he can't get in with this side, so he's trying to get in with this side. That's all.
Honestly,
this is.
He's just, in my opinion, a schemer, and. Yes. Yeah. That's my view of Ricada, and he puts on this front like he's not involved in all this stuff, and he is almost every single time. Always. And maybe we need an early life check there. Regardless, I'm just saying he portrays himself one way and he's the other, and whatever. Not a fan. He's a snake, and so that's my opinion on Nick Ricada specifically. And I don't even see how he has time for it. Right, like to.
He doesn't take care of his kids. He's got plenty.
Well, okay. I look at it.
No. That's on the record. Hey, no. We are not the ones that said that. The state of Minnesota said that. I never said that. I wouldn't know. I don't know what. I'm going based off of documents, just like he does, right? Like
I did make a comment about the test or whatever. Look, I'd really rather not, but yeah, I know he's had some problems in that regard, and. I'm not a Ricada fan. I did see he was doing his CLEs, his continuing legal education or whatever, law education.
Can't imagine why.
Well, the head of the department.
He has to, because that's why he lost his license. Yeah. He had to catch up on all that stuff.
I put a screenshot up of it because that girl was like, "Did you really lose your license?" I'm like, "Yeah, honey. Here, they took it from him because he was a bad boy. He's got to do tests. You got to do tests, and then he can get it back. They took it though." He can't have it until he does what they tell him.
I don't know his status. I just saw that he was doing the hours that he needed to do to get his license back, and also saw the head of the department there that's responsible for that died. Like last week, I saw some other people make that connection. I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason he all of a sudden popped up.
Mormon mafia got him.
Well, maybe she had a grudge against him or something. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not involved in Minnesota legal circles. That could be a possibility, though, I think, yeah.
Okay, so like 6 months ago, too, that's the other angle on this is Mersh, cocky Mersh, feeling full of oats. He's got a girl. We used to call him Mr. Girlfriend back in those days when he was doing well with his girl before I think she cheated on him a bunch. He was saying that he was going to take down the Dabbleverse. And now all he does is complain and whine about how much he hates the Dabbleverse. But like the way he's always trying to pretend like he owns us. And it's the most pathetic shit. The hubris on this guy. It's so pathetic to see him like trying to put that angle out there that we're just content for the guy, and he's not bothered by all of the things people say and make fun of him. I'm sure the sector is the same way, But
well, he's
yeah,
the one
like,
who glommed onto that to the Dabbleverse, and I mean, I guess me to a certain extent, I kind of stuck my nose in there. I'm here on this show right now, for example, but you know, relates to Mersh, and he did the same thing with the Sector. He was not really involved with that, and just being involved with me, right? As far as being on my show, I'm going on his show. He was not really a Sector, right, at all, and he was not in the Dabbleverse. He's an interloper on both sides, right? And yeah, he went in there. I think Jesse said he was going to sick me to destroy the Dabbleverse or whatever on that stream, but that was a bit, as far as I was concerned.
We all got that. We got that was a bit.
Yeah,
but when he was saying it, it wasn't a bit. I don't think he was half-ass serious. Like he thought he could.
He meant it.
Like fuck our little world up, and it was so pathetic.
Well, he was loving it when he was riding high over there in the Dabbleverse, right? You know, see the comments like Mersh is killing it, yeah, and then all of a sudden, over just petty thing after petty thing, he went after Haley on some AI voice or whatever for super tips, and you know, just started stacking up. And you know what? Friends come and go, but enemies accumulate, and that's something that I stole from a famous writer, but still, it's true. And you know, good friends, you're great friends. Okay, there's maybe an exception here or there. Associates come and go, I guess we could say, but enemies accumulate, and he started accumulating them at a rapid rate. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's fuck the Dabbleverse. These guys are whack. Okay, well,
yeah, he's got a mouth on him that nothing about him can, you know, back up. That's what's interesting about him. And you know, you can tell you defeated him when he'll no longer address you, make eye contact with you, and he won't be on a stream with you. That's when you beat him.
He won't be on him.
He absolutely will not. And you know,
me,
I'm telling you now, like the Jesse thing, like all these things, he shows his cards. He has so many tells. He's probably the easiest person I've ever seen to break down and fuck over fast. He is not good, as Chad would say. He has so many tells. Like he'll show you exactly what hurts, and then go, "Please don't hit this. Please don't hit this." What? And you're like, "What? Really? That you're going to tell me?" Like, okay.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't even his main stream last night, although that was pathetic. He did a gaming stream after.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. And that's
oh my god.
Oh god.
Wow, we got clips from that tonight for sure. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing, man.
Very. He went to YouTube Premium, like somebody's still not gonna get it, right? Other people. I mean, it's not YouTube Premium, but Rumble Premium. Yeah, well, other people have Rumble Premium too, right?
All his A-logs have his premiums. They're not.
Yeah, well, and he already made his money. Like, get off the air. That was a disgrace.
Something more. How do you embarrass yourself beyond filming yourself? I mean, the only way I could see is he was blaring emo music while videoing himself in that car ride, because that's ridiculous. At 45 or whatever the fuck he is, sir, just go out in the backyard and smoke a cigarette like a fucking man, like, and then go inside. You don't have to do this. Burn her shit. Throw in the fucking trash. You don't have to do. You're not a teenager.
Well, that brings me to the next question. Like, we know he's on the 7-0, like, and whatever. We really. I've just been curious if he's doing like uppers too, because it seems hard that you would be drunk and then go do a stream until late at night. And he looked fairly awake and lucid when he was driving there. So I almost wonder if he traded in the 7-0 for some crystal or some shit like that.
They got something like that at the gas station, because if so,
they got that shit in Florida. I know that.
Yeah.
That's
whatever they got at the gas station is what he's gonna get.
If you know, you know. And I can look at him off.
He was wide awake, am I right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can watch that stream and you can see the movements that he's making. You can see the sounds, hear the sounds, excuse me. And yeah, it wasn't eyes wide shut. It was eyes wide open. Look, make your own judgments. I'm just saying, it seemed like that to me. And
a bit of a throat thing going, yeah.
And he stayed up all night tweeting. He couldn't have went to sleep. Not for very long.
He admitted today he didn't. He admitted today.
He said he was up for almost 2 days straight.
Even when he was up tweeting like a maniac, at one point I was like, "Brody, have you been asleep? Like, get a hold of yourself. What do you do? What do you do?" Because he's just shooting off political texts in between, like "fuck you" and this and that. It's like, have you been to bed? Like,
yeah, I
mean,
saw
you
on substances and you're up for days and days. That's not usually the time you make the best decisions.
Guess who's alive now?
I don't know. Mersh probably.
Yeah,
If I had to guess. But I saw him on Dr. Till. They need to get some better brooms over there. That was pretty pathetic. I don't know. I talked about Gator used to have the golden broom, right? I don't know. He needs to up his broom squad. Pathetic sweeping, pathetic story from anybody. If anybody knows him like I do, like Brixton does, I know, I'm sure she probably doesn't think too highly of me or whatever, and that's fine. But I do know Mersh, and she does too. And Brixton, anybody with any sense knows that was a bullshit story that he was selling last night. It continues to be a bullshit story. If you had any sense, he would have just stopped at that one night and said, you know what, I said whatever, and just let it lay. Yeah. But he went on Dr. Till's more damage control. Just take the hit, move on. But
so he's doing damage.
Yeah, I know it's funny for me to say that, right? But that's honestly what he should do. He's not going to do it. So.
Right, but basically when he first started talking about all this stuff, and you'd mentioned that earlier, is that he said he was going to come out of the gates swinging. He's coming out of the corner swinging, and he was going to be laying hay pretty much on her. And then the next thing you know, he didn't really have much to say. He did it
to himself. That's what I said earlier. And if he would have come out with a different posture, I'm sure she probably didn't want to go through another round of this shit. It's not her job, and she doesn't want to. She just likes being in chats and all this stuff, and having a carefree attitude.
She was dirty macking. She got caught. Yeah. She's just like a dude. She's the dude in the relationship. That was the problem.
You're kind of right.
Like she was the dude in the relationship, and he didn't catch any of the sign. Like, did you know how you break up with a chick and you go back and fuck her? You're not trying to be back with her. That doesn't mean you're back with her. Yeah, you're not going to say, fuck you. You're going to be like, next time in town, I'll come by. Okay?
I'm just saying, I don't speak for her, obviously, but I think he could have avoided this and just let it go. I have a feeling whatever happened on her personal front with anybody else or did or didn't happen, he probably had a big hand in being the catalyst for that happening. It's very grating being around Mersh. And so whatever, I'm not making excuses for anybody, but I could see him and he berates her constantly on air.
Yeah, dude, that's great. Well, they started off with he said he was gonna, off her, which is a wild way to start a relationship.
Yes, he did threaten to kill her twice, and then. But I mean, just on the daily, he calls her a retard and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's one thing to fight in private, argue in private, but on air while you're supposed to be together.
Yeah. My retarded girlfriend over there sits in the corner and plays Nintendo Switch and my retarded girlfriend always saying that constantly.
She does what I mean. He tries to be a hard ass showing out, but
yeah, that's just my
take. She paid for the Nintendo Switch.
If you're not together, whatever. I've had some whatever. I won't go through all that. I could understand that. Some bitterness or what have you, but he's a fucking liar and a piece of shit in my opinion. So.